Hello and welcome to Blues View. I'm Paul Bradley and I'm joined on the phone now by Birmingham City correspondent Colin Tatham. Hi Colin.
Hi brothers.
We'll take a look ahead to the Europa League Group H game against Bruges at St Andrews. You've spoken to Chris Hughton this week. What's the squad looking like for the fixture?
Well, there's a couple of additions to come in. Pablo Ibanez and Wade Elliott, who have both not featured since the win in Belgium. They're both available and come into the squad. Magaro Gomez is still out injured, and Chris Hughton has also said he's going to be checking on several knocks, and as is his wont in this competition, he has tended to make changes to his side, but he does point out that although there are alterations, he doesn't believe it necessarily weakens the team, and of course they have had two very good results in the last outing. So there's there's a little bit of give and take in regards to the squad, and wouldn't surprise me if he did make one or two changes for the visit of Bruges on Thursday.
Okay, and just looking at the league table, the group table, and some of the different things that could happen in that table. What do you think Birmingham City need in terms of points to get through to the knockout stages now?
As we speak now, I think 4 points could do it. Of course, if they beat Bruges, they would be taking a massive step towards the knockout phase. And the interesting thing is that they go to Brugge away in November and then finish up at home against Maribor, and that should be a good game to have to round off the group at home against a team who could probably not qualify by then. So Blues have got every chance. That win in Belgium has certainly swung the momentum and the tag of favourites, if you want, in their favour.
And you obviously saw that game against Bruges. You were there on the night. What do you see as the kind of the areas that Birmingham City might be able to get at Bruges, especially at St Andrews with such a strong home backing as well? Yeah,
they're a pretty strange team, Bruges. They're very good, very attack-minded, some good technical players, but they certainly can't defend and they leave the back door open. I mean, their last four results have all been defeats, starting with Blues win, and they have made an absolute calamitous habit of throwing away leads. At the weekend, they were 4-2 up with 20 minutes to go and lost 5-4, and that cost the coach his job. And they have got obviously serious concerns, and his assistants who will be taking the reins Thursday have got to do something to not only sort of tighten them up and get them mentally right, but also that they need to find a way to win as well. So, going into it, Blues are by far in the better mood, and Bruges have got it all to do.
And of course, you mentioned there the better mood that Birmingham City are in, and that's largely down to Chris Hughton and the fantastic job he's done this month. You'd have to expect him to be in the running for the Manager of the Month when it comes up.
Well, basically, if he doesn't win it, it would be an absolute travesty. 6 straight wins in October plus a draw, and those wins including, away successes in the Europa League. I mean, it's a fantastic record. And as you mentioned, Chris Hughton has done an excellent job under difficult circumstances. And also, it's often overlooked that not only did he sort of fashion a good squad for the championship level, but the players as well have responded in the correct manner, and their attitude, their performances and their spirit has been beyond reproach. So, all credit to the manager and all credit to the current Birmingham City playing staff.
And lastly, Colin, there's been some concern amongst fans the last few days and possibly even weeks, really, that come January, some of the players may be leaving again as Birmingham City want to drum up some finances. What's your view on that, and kind of what's the latest you've heard on that?
Well, I think the January window was always of concern after, the summer window closed. Birmingham got enough money into basically to keep the club going until the new year, when the next opportunity to bring in some revenue came. To all intents and purposes, I don't think there's been any change in the financial situation at the club. They are searching for new investors, but none have come in, and there doesn't seem to be any on the horizon. So therefore, and of course only BIHL, the parent company, and the owners know this. Therefore, if the finances are still pretty in a parlous state, then it could be that one or two players do have to be moved out in January. That would obviously be a crippling blow to the team if a couple of the star performers went. But the bigger picture is that the club has to survive, and whilst at all it's not a very, very satisfactory situation, it's very frustrating for everyone concerned. The sooner the whole issue of the finances and the ownership and what direction the club is going in is resolved, the better. The accounts obviously have now been delayed until January, February, which isn't a good sign, and there have been warnings about heavy losses. So it does seem that there are storm clouds on the horizon, but at the moment it's about the football, and that is one saving grace of the whole season.
Okay, Colin, well, thank you for your thoughts today, and thank you everyone for listening to Blues View again today. We'll be back again next week with more from Birmingham City.